We all know that this
You agree with the leak? You agree with the leak?
This is a MAGA victimization fund that is sanctioned by Donald Trump. How dare he?
Please like, subscribe, and share the channel. MAGA loyalist Scott Jennings was back on Abby Phillip's show doing what he always does, acting smug and defending Trump at every turn. In this clip, the panel dives into another heated debate about the ongoing corruption surrounding the Trump administration, with Jennings once again backing it all up. Let's break it down and talk about it together.
The DOJ's $1.8 billion slush fund deal with Donald Trump bans the IRS from pursuing claims it may have made against him forever. According to new terms released by the DOJ today, the federal government is, quote, forever barred and precluded from prosecuting or pursuing claims or examinations arising from any pending IRS matters. And the deal includes tax returns filed by Trump before the agreement was reached. The deal language applies not only to Trump, but his family members, trusts, companies, and other affiliates. It was signed by Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. That was Trump's former personal attorney, who is now the acting AG. Congressman, I'm going to start with you.
Thanks for starting with me. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Because we had a little discussion about this yesterday, and I'll let Scott go first. So it is your turn. What do you make of this? This is an addendum, something new added to it, saying they cannot look back at anything that the Trumps have done, family members included, when it comes to how they dealt with their taxes.
You know, I was trying to think of a technical term for this. It's like criminal financial masturbation, right? So what you're looking at is this right here, okay? Right? This is the issue that I have. This is the biggest self-dealing in presidential history. You're talking about protecting his family and himself from any type of IRS investigation. Not only did he sue his own IRS for $10 billion, then he settled with himself for, by the way, it's $1.776 billion, 1776, which is simply a dog whistle to QAnon. That's all that is for his base. That's exactly what it is. And by the way, I'm an expert on it, so if people want to argue with me, I am ready to rock. The other issue that you have with this when you're talking about this type of self-dealing is that to say in perpetuity, you can't go after somebody for criminal. Does that mean they're criming? And this is a guy who's already, he's been adjudicated on 34 felonies. This guy's been adjudicated for sexual abuse. We were talking about all the states. It seems like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And it's like he's burning the crops after he's stealing the corn because he's a lame duck president. Everything he's doing right now is about self-dealing, right? You're looking at the Trump boys. They're sitting there getting contracts on drone warfare. You see all that happening right now. You see, Kushner in the Middle East. All this is self-dealing. You see the stock trades. All this is him trying to enrich himself and his family as fast as he can. It's the most disgusting thing that I've seen, especially with somebody who's took the oath as a military member and as a congressman. And right now, when we're looking at this as sort of overarching, I can't imagine, right? I can't imagine anybody, and I'm not trying to stage this argument. I can't imagine anybody saying that this is right. It's so egregiously awful and corrupt. I don't know why right now there's not people, Republicans and Democrats, saying there's no way this type of self-dealing can happen. Right? It's so egregiously awful and corrupt. I don't know why right now there's not people, Republicans and Democrats, saying there's no way this type of self-dealing can happen.
Scott's about to tell you that it's right. Go ahead, Scott.
Is it wrong or is it right?
Well, first of all, why?
Scott's going to tell you that it's right. That's a great line from Anna Navarro.
Why did he sue the IRS?
Because it was a leak.
Because they leaked his tax returns illegally. And
No, the IRS didn't leak. Let's be clear. The IRS didn't leak. An independent contractor did. So therefore, it doesn't apply.
That's a nice hair splitting. But
it's frivolous.
While Trump was president. This happened during Trump's administration.
Facts matter.
He himself was the victim of the federal government being weaponized against him for political purposes. That's number one. Number two, I believe this deal on the looking back, it doesn't apply forward looking. It has to do with this period of time.
Now,
number three, on the fund, we talked about this a little bit last night. I think that, the idea that someone who attacked a police officer, they should not get money. That's not right. However, if someone does have a legitimate claim that they were over-prosecuted or targeted unfairly or was on the periphery of some issue and had no reason to be targeted, and they have a legitimate claim against the government, I have no problem with that. I think the government makes mistakes all the time, and people should be able to
well, if we were talking about legitimate claims,
go back against their government.
It would be transparent. It wouldn't be hidden, right, and secretive. That's the same thing that they do all the time. They hide behind this executive privilege on non-appropriated funds. When you have something secret, it's not about transparency. Everything we've talked about is transparency. And my question, Scott, is do you actually believe he should sue the IRS for $10 billion on an independent contractor leak?
Do I think that people should have their tax returns leaked by the federal government for political reasons, weaponized against them?
It
wasn't just him; it was other people too.
Well, Ken Griffin also, and Ken Griffin just asked for an apology because he knows it's egregiously ridiculous.
Well, and Trump got an apology, and he's not getting any money out of it.
Okay, it was 2 years.
Well, it's $1.776 billion.
And 2 years after the statute of limitations on this, it was not the federal government who did this; it was an individual contractor. The Supreme Court has ruled
just
3 times.
On his own.
The Supreme Court has ruled 3 times in precedent since 1911 that you cannot be the judge of yourself on anything. And so Donald Trump is sued himself to get a fund now settled with himself, to get a fund where he's going to write a check for himself. We all know that this
You agree
is
with the leak?
bullshit.
You agree with
okay?
the leak?
This is a MAGA victimization fund that is sanctioned by Donald Trump. How dare he? How dare he? You look in the face and you justify this to the families of the police officers who were beaten, who were almost killed, to the people who were killed, to the people whose careers are ruined. I don't know about you, Scott, but I've spent time with those officers and their families, and their lives have been ruined. American tax dollars should not go to this. This is dishonorable. It's grotesque. And anyone who tries to hide behind some kind of patriotism behind this should be ashamed of themselves. Look in the eyes of the families of the people who suffered on January 6th. You know who the victim is here? Them and our democracy. And shame on anyone who tries to justify this. And it's our dollars that they're robbing to do this. It's grotesque and despicable.
And it's also unconstitutional.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to see Jamie Raskin and the Democrats are going to challenge it.
It is Congress who gets the power of the purse. They cannot adjudicate this amount of money like that. It's also,
I think there's a question on that.
I think it is no coincidence that they posted this addendum, that the DOJ posted this addendum after Todd Blanche had his hearing today in front of Congress, because he didn't want to answer questions on this, because it stinks to holy hell. And this is coming at a time when Americans can't afford gas, can't afford groceries, are canceling summer vacations. Farmers are going bankrupt, but we are settling with Donald Trump to the tunes of billions, and we're saying you are above the law.
He's not getting any of the money.
I'm glad that everyone's suddenly alarmed about
all of us around this table could be audited by the IRS. All of us.
Sure.
And that was
Please like, subscribe, and share. Tara Setmayer was absolutely right here. At this point, nobody is defending this unless they're fully bought into the MAGA cult, like Scott Jennings. Jennings tried to claim that Trump probably won't personally benefit from any of this money, but you'd have to be either completely clueless or deliberately ignoring reality to believe Trump won't take a cut somehow. And then there's Scott Jennings himself, who fits into another category entirely: propaganda. His role is pushing spin, spreading misinformation, and defending the dear leader no matter what.
But Donald Trump can't.
Right. Yeah, protecting himself in perpetuity is absolutely
And his family.
ludicrous.
Well, it's not moving. It's not this point forward.
Yet.
Yeah, right, but it includes his family and all of his and all of the derivatives of his business. Lydia, go ahead.
No, I'm glad that everyone's up in arms about slush funds. I mean, Biden had $350 in a COVID fund that he appointed to DEI. $350 billion. There were about $20 billion that went to climate NGOs. I mean, I'm not a fan of slush funds. I'm glad that you're outraged about $1 billion. I was also outraged about
Biden's not president.
$400 billion.
Biden's not president anymore. Justify this.
They can't.
Use of taxpayer dollars? Yes or no?
I don't answer to you.
No, you can answer to the American people. Go ahead. I'm asking you a simple question. The millions of people watching right now, answer to them.
What is?
You think this is honorable?
I do not.
Crickets.
Can I speak? So the law.
You can't say yes or no. It's crazy.
Lydia, answer the question.
Wow.
What do you think? Is this the right thing to do?
I think it's important to acknowledge the lawfare that Trump and hundreds of people experienced. There's people who were blacklisted. Trump spent tens of millions of. So the lawfare is a serious issue. And I think it makes sense that there would be some sort of restitution, given that this ruined people's lives. I am not sure that this is the best vehicle to make that happen.
Oh, for the love of God. Do we all agree that we are against the slush fund in Congress that pays out taxpayer money to people who make claims on sexual assault, sexual harassment, and claim, and we have no transparency. We don't know who it goes to, right?
That is horrific.
Okay, it is horrific.
But that's not
It is also equally horrific.
That is changed, yeah.
It is equally horrific that there will be no transparency to this alleged fund, that it is being done unconstitutionally because Congress has the power of the purse, that it is given Donald Trump a carte blanche to do whatever, and his family to do whatever the hell he wants, and that it is being negotiated by his personal lawyer with his personal lawyer, who is now the acting attorney general. It is disgusting. It is.
Please like, subscribe, and share. Anna Navarro was absolutely on point here. This should honestly be something both sides can agree on. Even the MAGA voices on panels like Scott Jennings, Lydia Moynihan, and others defending this on CNN and elsewhere should be able to admit this looks corrupt. It shouldn't be hard to say, yeah, this isn't okay. And think about it. If a Democrat pulled something like this, conservatives would be outraged. People can bring up the past all they want, but Biden, Obama, and Clinton never operated on this level. This kind of corruption is something we really haven't seen in modern American politics. But MAGA supporters won't admit it because, at this point, it's become a cult mentality. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with Tara Setmayer, Anna Navarro, and the former Republican panelist on Abby Phillip's show hosted by Sarah Sidner tonight? Or do you side with Scott Jennings and Lydia Moynihan, defending Trump and turning it into another "what about the Democrats" argument? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.